Hello? Hey, Coach Sims? Hey, how you doing? Good. I was just wondering if you would be available to do an interview sometime this week. Yeah, it's me and a few friends are doing a project called Road Trip Nation, where we're kind of seeking advice on what we should do later on in our lives, how to pursue what we love to do. And we're wondering if you could give some advice on that. Okay. Does Tuesday work? Tuesday it is. All right, thanks, Coach. See ya. Hello. Hey, Coach. Whenever you're ready. So this is a project called Road Trip Nation, where basically, we're at the point in our lives where, we have to make a choice whether we do what we want to do or what our parents want us to do. And you seem like a pretty good person to interview because, I think you love what you do. I mean, you make a lot of sacrifices to be a head coach that you don't necessarily have to make. And for that, we respect that, and that's why we'd like to look for you for advice.
All right, I appreciate that.
Was being a football coach always your life dream?
It was close to my life dream. My life dream was playing football all my life, playing college football, NFL, and I told myself once I could no longer do that, I was going to coach the rest of my life. So, yes, it was my dream to always be involved in football.
What are your motivations of being a coach?
My motivation is helping youth. I've coached since 1999. I have a lot of young men that are married and have families now that contact me and congratulate me on my success that I'm having at that time, tell me about their success stories, different things that I may have told them throughout their seasons that made an impact on their life to help them be successful. It's those stories when you get those return calls, and it's like a constant family, and seeing the young men grow up, mature, and become successful. That's what I get out of it.
And what are your best accomplishments in your life?
My number one accomplishment is being a father. I have two sons right now, 21 and 17, and I always say it's the best job in the world because it is a job, raising kids, as I'm sure all of you know. And that was the best thing I've ever done. It leaves a legacy. If you raise them right and get them to do some right things in life, it leaves a legacy. So that's number one. Number two is just being respected. There's a lot of people out there that don't like you, but if they respect you, you're doing the right thing. So I strive to do the right things, be all in, and be well respected. So those two things.
Thank you.
Did anything happen early in your life to influence your decision of being a coach?
Definitely. I had influential coaches in my life. Guys that made a difference for me. Football teaches you discipline. It teaches you family, camaraderie. And I had some positive men that were coaches and, made this enjoyable. So because they made it enjoyable, I decided it was something I wanted to do. It all stems from my love and passion for the game when I played it myself. But definitely those coaches had an impact to make me want to do it also.
Okay. Was there ever a time where you thought of, giving up as being a coach, doing something else?
Definitely. I got injured in college, playing college football. I had a staple put in my shoulder. That's when I determined, okay, it's time to start coaching. But, there's no money in this job. There's really not a lot of money in it. So it got a time where I wanted to take care of my family. I opened my own mortgage company, started making six-figure income, living a nice, lavish life. So it was hard to look at that and say, okay, I'm getting ready to give this up so that I can go back to football. But my passion led me back to football. I went from making six figures back down to making five figures, but it was nothing like coming home and being happy every day versus the time I had a ton of money, I was driving nice cars, had the big home, but I was miserable all the time. So I traded money for happiness. And I just hope one day I can have both.
Was your career a choice you made yourself, or did people in your life help mold it for you?
I don't consider it a choice. Like people are born leaders. You're either born a leader or you're born a follower. And I think I was born to be a football player. I was born to be a coach. I believe that, God gave us all different gifts, You see guys walking around at 6'8", 6'10", 6'11". They might not all play basketball, but they were given the gift to play it. I was given a body to play football and a mind for it. And so when you ask, was it by choice? I think I was born to be a football player and a coach. There were some things that molded me and kept leading me that way once I was convinced that's what I wanted to do. Other decisions I made, like being in the mortgage business, real estate business, those were all by choice. And eventually I gave them up. But when you're born to do something, it's hard to let it go. And that's why you see a lot of boxers and a lot of football players that stay around the game a long time when they should have retired. They were born to do it, and it's hard to let go.
If you could go back, is there anything you would change in your life?
Yes, I would be more focused. Some of the things that I tell my players about being all in, being the best student that you can be, the best son that you can be, the best football player that you can be. I would go back and give more effort than I gave back then, because it's all a big saying, if I would have known then what I know now, the luxury of making it to the NFL. You know, it's a commitment to make it to the league. Everybody doesn't do it. It's a lot of hard work involved, and the average person is not willing to put in the work, and that's why only 1% of college students go. And I didn't put in the work that was required. So if I could go back, I'd work extra hard and be more committed to it and change my path, definitely.
So what brought you all the way from Florida to California?
Facebook. Facebook brought me here. I was married for 22 years and divorced and single for a little while, and I reconnected with my high school sweetheart, and she was living here in California. We hadn't seen each other in 25 years. We started talking. I came out here to finish up my master's degree and did my internship, and everything worked out well, and so I came here to get remarried and enjoy the life that I should have had. You guys asked me earlier, if there are things that I would have done different. I was blessed to go back and do that. You know, I had a second chance because I loved my high school sweetheart. I thought we were going to get married, but I was 2 years older. I went off to school, and time just split us apart. We never broke up, time did. So I always regretted that. I regretted not marrying her because that's who I wanted to be with in my life. And life gave me a second chance, so I got to go back and redo it. So you don't get a lot of second chances in life, and I got one. So that's why I'm in California.
Do you have any advice for us that would kind of help us decide what we want to do in our future?
Yes, I do. I would tell you guys, whatever you do in this life, be all in with it. Like I tell you on the football field, I don't just say that as a football season. You know, I mean, really, whatever it is you decide. If you guys decide to be a bowler, be the best bowler that you can be. Focus on it. Learn to be the best at it. If you decide to be a cook, a janitor, a bagger at a grocery store, whatever it is, I say be the best at it, because you never know who might be watching you. You could be a bagger in a grocery store and some multi-millionaire walk in and you bag his groceries perfect, you work hard, you hand it to him, and they say, you know what, son, I'd like you to come work for me. And he might offer you $1 million a year because you were all in bagging those groceries. And then there's a sense of pride when you're doing everything the best of your ability. You know, you have no regrets in life. Whatever you guys decide to do, have no regrets. And the way you have no regrets is by being all in. And I also suggest always take happiness over money. You know, because money can't do it for you. I don't care how much money you have. You can have a bunch of big houses, big cars, and everything else. But if you're not happy, in the end, it means nothing. Because when you die and leave this world, you can't put that house in your casket. You know, you can't put that car in your casket. And one thing I say, and you guys remember this if you don't remember nothing, they ask me, you know, what's important to me. When you die, on your tombstone, there's 3 things on your tombstone. There's your name, the date you died, and the day you were born. But there's really a 4th thing that nobody pays attention to, and that's the dash between the date of death and the date of birth. That dash represents your life. So I always say that I want my dash to be golden. You know, I want, when people come and look at my tombstone and they notice what year I was born, what year I died, I want them to put a gold dash because I had an effect on people's life, and that time that I was in this world was golden. So that would be my advice. Make sure that your dash is golden. All right, appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Nice meeting you too.
So much.
All right, nice meeting you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Already know you.
After interviewing Coach Sims, I was really inspired because he used to make a lot of money, and he traded that in just to become a coach in California because he thinks family is more important than his career, and he thinks that he said that money can't buy happiness. So I thought that was really inspiring.
I really enjoyed the interview because he showed me what I should do to choose my job in the future.
I really enjoyed the interview because we both have gone through life-changing injuries, and he really, listening to him talk just really helped me think about what I'm going to do about my injury and how I can get over it and still have a really good life.
The interview for me was pretty inspiring because Coach Sims taught me that you can always find a way to do what you love to do, even if it's not, the best job, even if you don't make the most money. Doing what you love to do is more important because being happy is the best thing that you can be.
So after listening to the interview, I realized that it's more important to do what you want to do rather than make money.